Continuing on, Enlightenment, Part 2. I was interrupted by Mr. Warner. Let's get to it. So we're on the Baron de Montesquieu. Ooh, I spelled it right on the first try, I think. And his big idea is government has 3 jobs, and they should be, and they are. We have make laws. This is a legislature. In the United States, that's Congress. They also enforce laws. And this is the president or the executive. And also they need to interpret laws. And this is the judiciary. So these are judges. So, and even more so, the government has these 3 jobs. 3 jobs should be done by 3 different people or 3 different organizations. So the 3 jobs should be separate. Meaning if there's a legislative body that also has to enforce its own laws that it's created, that's a little too much power. An executive branch that can enforce laws and interpret them as it sees fit, that can lead to some abuse. So the Baron de Montesquieu has this idea that the 3 jobs should be kind of separate, but sort of these co-equal branches of government where one can stop the other, or 2 can kind of gang up on one and not let it get too powerful. Next, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. And his big deal is the social contract. So all that kind of work that Hobbes and Locke had done a few decades before, he really picks up on and again lays out the argument for the purpose of government is really to protect people's rights. There's some good ways to do it, there's some bad ways to do it, and if a government turns bad, then yes, the people have the right to throw away that contract and go again. So let's get to Enlightenment values. So most of this has been about, that's a view, not valves. Most of what we're talking about has been about government so far, but other important bits are kind of equality for all people. All people are born equal. We also get these ideas of liberty. People should be free to kind of do as they please, so long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. We see that in the French Revolution. Again, other values, education, experimentation, as part of this equality for people of different races. Again, the fight against slavery starts around this time. But also put this as a separate thing, but this idea of rights for women. This is all new stuff. So these are values that we're still kind of holding on to these today. We're not done with this. And there's some argument that the Enlightenment is still sort of kind of going on. Hasn't really finished. Let's see. Other bits, Enlightenment in the American Revolution. Again, just look toward the top. John Locke lays out a lot of the American Revolution. And for example, this idea of the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson, the first couple sections are all about the social contract. It's a criticism that England has broken the social contract. And if they've broken the I keep spelling contract wrong. If they've broken the social contract, then we can get a new government. Also, we have the Bill of Rights. before the Bill of Rights, the United States Constitution is really set up using rules that the Baron de Montesquieu laid out. So the social contract sort of revolves around that, or our system of government anyway. And the Bill of Rights talk about kind of people's protection from the government. This idea that the government cannot just do whatever it wants. You don't have to let the police into your house to search it. You can have a lawyer. And actually, really, you can demand a lawyer. I don't know. No cruel and unusual punishment. No more torture. No more throwing people in jail just because. Up here, freedom of speech in the press. That people should be able to write and say whatever they want. This idea of freedom of religion. And not just freedom to practice your religion, but this idea of religious tolerance, where, I think the very first part of the Declaration or the Bill of Rights is Congress is going to make no law establishing a religion, but also no law restricting the free exercise of religion. So if I want to practice my religion, you can't stop me. All right, so that's that. I'll do the French Revolution on the next video.